okay? In milligrams and drops, okay? There's also a specific way to slowly increase the dose over time to minimize negative reactions. There's also cofactor nutrients that we need to take along with it. So there's a whole protocol involved with this. Now, I got this research from a practicing MD in Michigan. Okay, he's healing people in his practice right now of many different thyroid issues and other types of issues just with the use of iodine. He had 3/4 of his patients on thyroid meds, and now it's down to 1/4 of his patients just by using iodine. He's healing people that have hypothyroid, hyperthyroid, Graves' disease, Hashimoto's, fibromyalgia, fibroids, cysts, PCOS. If you guys have any of those things, or if your metabolism is slower than you'd like, your energy is lower than you'd like, you're building up brain fog, that's another thing that it helps, okay? If you have also your hormones are not being properly produced, okay, if you're considering HRT, start with this mineral first, okay? Now, you can do your own research and find the stuff that I found, but if you want my shortcut, today in the live stream only, you get my 2-hour course for free when you get my 2 guides, which are $5 each. And it tells you that and much more. That's 1 page of my 30-page set of guides. I'll get into more of what's in the guides, but if you're in a hurry, you can check it out. Click my name, click my face icon. Over in the bio, you'll see the little line that you can tap. That'll take you to my page. At the top is the bundle for $9.99. All right, so the next thing that we can do to clean our bodies out, let me look through these comments for just a second. Yeah, I like spirulina, Rosa, but that's not a good source of iodine. Let's see. Is the Brittany? No, it's the same, okay? It would be the same for everybody. We all have a similar vascular system, detoxification system, so what works for me and the thousands of other people that are doing this can most likely work for you, okay? All right, so the next thing we gotta realize is with the thyroid, okay? And also to open up this third eye, we need to become fully hydrated. So yes, we need to drink more water, most likely, but also you can drink water until the cows come home. But if you don't have enough carbohydrates, and I'm gonna give you 7 reasons why these things are not the devil. And we've been lied to about everything, right? You know we've been lied to. I love you, and I'm gonna make a solid case why these things are not the devil. If you think they're the devil, stick around. I'm gonna give you 7 reasons why. Okay, you know we've been lied to, right? Put a me down below. You know we've been lied to about a lot of things, especially in the health arena. Okay, about the water we're supposed to drink, the foods we're supposed to eat, this iodine situation. All right, we're told we only need iodized salt. It's just not enough, guys. Okay, so, all right, so this carbohydrates, let's get into it. So when you're lacking carbohydrates, you're lacking hydration. And you know from personal experience, most people in this live stream probably have done the low carb diet if you're not on it currently, okay? I did it myself for 8 years. Now I lost 10 pounds on the scale. And at first I thought that was a good thing. I thought it was like puffiness, it was a good thing. But then eventually I figured out, you know what? I looked it up. That is 1 gallon of water. That's like a whole gallon jug missing from my body. And I started to realize that, you know what? It was vital bodily water, vital hydration, okay? So that's a big thing to realize. When we're lacking hydration, our blood flow isn't as good, our oxygenation to every part of our body isn't as good, the nutrients flowing everywhere, it's not working as well. Okay, that one thing alone should tell you why the dark agenda is demonizing these things to the extent that they are, okay? Now I said I've got 7 reasons, and I do, okay? Serious reasons. Now, hydration, you're dumping hydration, okay? You're dumping about 1 gallon of water if you're fully low carb. If you're not fully low carb, maybe it's less water that you've dumped. But if you have a sweet tooth, that's a sign that you don't have enough carbohydrates. They tell us the truth in plain sight with these words too, guys. Okay, so you're dumping water, plus you're dumping electrolytes, which compounds the hydration problem, okay? And that's why all those low carb creators that are artificially pumped to the top of the algorithm are selling electrolytes. They're profiting off of your demise and suffering, okay? And make no mistake about it, guys, propaganda still exists today. It's even easier to do today than it ever was, okay? Think about it, guys. They control these algorithms. They can push people to the top just as easily as they can push people to the bottom, all right? So I believe this stuff myself. I'm no better than you. I love you. I want to help you in as many ways as possible. Okay, I have no financial motivation for telling you that carbohydrates are the best thing that you could probably put in your body. Okay, in my opinion. And I'm going to prove this, all right? And you can search this stuff up too. So you're dumping water when you're low on carbs, you're dumping electrolytes. That's 2 very important reasons why they're not the devil. 3, who has depression? Who has anxiety? Put a D down below, okay? This is the next one. So when you're lacking carbohydrates, you're lacking dopamine production. That's the feel-good neurotransmitter that gets you in that flow state, out of bed, motivated, okay? We all want an abundance of dopamine, okay? So when you get enough carbohydrates, you're getting more dopamine. Everybody can benefit from that, but especially the people with depression. Now, those of you that have anxiety, okay, so hydration, dumping electrolytes and hydration, and then you're also low on dopamine. Okay, number 4 is cortisol, the stress hormone cortisol. The quickest way to lower that is to intake carbohydrates, okay? You can try this out yourself. Have a couple bananas. The next time you are feeling stressed out or anxious, have a couple bananas and see how quickly it relaxes you. Okay, that's 4 reasons. Okay, those are pretty serious reasons, right? All right, are you starting to understand why the dark agenda has demonized these things to such a huge extent? Put a me down below if I've already convinced you that they're not the devil, okay? I'm gonna give you some more very serious reasons, okay? So I got 4 already. The 5th one is your metabolism, okay? And the way that this works is your thyroid requires carbohydrates and iodine for proper functioning. And most of you are low on both of those things. So when you get this right, you can increase your metabolism. So how it works is the thyroid creates T3 and T4, the thyroid hormones. So when you get enough carbohydrates and iodine, it starts producing enough of this T3 and T4. So that runs your metabolism nice and fast, like it should be. You should be able to lose weight more effortlessly. Also, your energy goes up. Now there's more, okay? That's the 5th one, right? The 6th one is your hormones, okay? So testosterone for men, progesterone for women require T3 and T4 for the production of them as well. So when you're lacking carbohydrates and you're lacking iodine, your thyroid is not creating enough T3 and T4 for your metabolism and your hormones and your energy, all right? So we all need to start supplementing with iodine right away. We also need to switch the foods that we're currently eating most likely. And in order to eat more carbohydrates, you have to lower the fat and the protein, because when you eat a lot of that, first of all, you don't want a lot of carbohydrates. Second of all, it's leaving behind a lot of acidity in your body, because those amino acids and fatty acids, when they're converted into glucose via gluconeogenesis, they leave behind a lot of acidity in your body. And make no mistake about it, when we are eating too much protein and too much fat, it gets converted into that. Okay, into glucose, and it leaves behind a lot of acidity. And this acidity, for me, I found it caused me pain and swelling in my lower back. I had sciatica in my mid-20s where pain radiated down my left leg. I would pinch the nerves in my lower back all the freaking time, okay? And this was the cause, because I was following that low-carb lifestyle. I even gave myself heart attacks and ED, okay? By following the keto diet. For 8 years I followed it religiously. As you can tell, I'm a pretty serious guy. I followed it to a T. I was putting butter in my coffee, MCT oil in my coffee, eggs at a certain point in my coffee. I was eating a ton of fat and protein, and it clogged my body up. It gave me heart attacks, it gave me ED, which ED is a sign of clogs, those small vessels down there, but also the pain in my lower back, all right? And for me, it went to my lower back. For you, it may be going to your knees or your neck. It's the same problem though. We're all facing the same problem because we've been told to eat the same foods, we're breathing the same air, we're drinking the same water, okay? So we're affected by the same crap. So what works for me can probably work for you, okay? Now let me look through these comments for just a second. You have extreme lower back pain. Okay, Eleni, and anybody else in here who's like, that's me. It's not a coincidence that you're here. There are no coincidences in this reality. This is a synchronicity. Okay, and as you start to clean your body out, open up your third eye, you're going to experience many, many more of these synchronicities, okay? And it's actually a good thing, it's a beautiful thing. The right person at the right time starts to come into your life. This is exactly what this is right now, okay? Let me look through these comments just a little bit more. Can I explain what we're talking about? I might talk about it again in a little bit, but I'm not going to go all the way back over it. When you get to 60, protein is most important thing, plus resistance training to utilize amino acids. That is half true, but it's actually not completely true. So check this out. When babies are born, they're doubling in size every 4 months. And you know what? Mother's milk has the lowest amount of protein out of all milks for mammals, okay? Do you think we need more protein now as a full-grown adult than we do as a baby doubling in size? You just got to think about this logically, guys. And I love you, okay? If you don't want to believe what I'm saying, that's okay. I do love you, though, and I have no financial motivation for telling you that carbohydrates are good for you, okay? I did the keto diet for 8 years, and it gave me heart attacks, ED, and lower back pain, severe lower back pain, okay? So please hear what I'm saying. And maybe you don't do it now, but have problems, you're like,